Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Benefits Cooldown with myself, Eric Silverman, and my good friend from the West Coast, Ed Legande, right there. That's him. Ed, what are we talking about today, brother?
That's a great question. Well, I got a question for you. We've spending the last few weeks talking about benefits. Of course, this entire thing's about benefits. But how in the world do employers prioritize these benefits? And especially when you're thinking about budgets and, every 12 months, it's a siloed decision, it seems like anymore, right? And so when we're looking at all the different benefits that are out there, whether it's insurance-based or lifestyle-based or whatever it is at the end of the day, how do we prioritize those particular decisions from a budgetary standpoint? So what are your
Sure.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, great question. And, if I can be completely honest with you, for any employers watching and certainly benefit advisors and brokers like ourselves, I think that everybody's got it backwards. So let's silo health insurance for a minute. Health insurance is its own animal, and I agree that's top priority, top budget. Do whatever you do with health insurance. Perfect. Once that decision's made on budget and because it is a top priority. Once that decision's made on budget, then you come down to how do you budget, let alone prioritize employer-funded dollars for dental and vision and disability and life insurance are typically considered the big four. There's certainly could be others, but those are the big four that people think about from an employer-funded budget. The industry that I see, and again, I'm curious your opinion on another episode, hopefully, but the industry that I see, Ed, is that most brokers advise and most employers have it in the following order. They have medical, again, that's its own silo, then followed closely by dental, vision as the employer-funded budget. Medical, dental, vision. Dental and vision could be all employer-funded. They could be partially employer-funded, but those are the big priorities. The big three is what we see, what we hear brokers advise, what employers think they need and what they want. Life insurance and disability, if there's a budget for them, they tend to have the next priority. So typically an employer will do life after vision. And then if there's any room in the budget, they'll do long-term disability before they do short-term, because long-term is always more affordable. I would argue they have their priorities and their budgeting 100% completely backwards, not including health insurance, right? So my order of priority would be employer-funded medical insurance, followed closely by disability, short-term, followed potentially by long-term, then followed by life insurance, then followed by dental and vision as the least of the priorities. Now you argue, you say, well, why would you do that? That's crazy. Is it though? I mean, how many people have actual paycheck protection? Let's face it, disability is your paycheck. People buy insurance on their cars, their homes. They buy insurance on their iPhone and their Android device and the laptop and the big screen TV. It's called a warranty. Well, that's insurance, right? Apple Care is insurance. But most people statistically do not insure their paycheck, their ability to earn an income. So what an employer is basically doing is they're saying, hey, employees, we love you. We care about you. You're a family here. We want you to always have the best benefits. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and buy you health insurance and either completely fund or partially fund your dental and vision. And if you ever get disabled, hey, you know what? At least you have the most expensive Ralph Lauren polo frames. And I tell you what, if you ever die, hey, I tell you what, you're going to look mighty handsome or beautiful in your casket when you're wearing those beautiful glasses. And I tell you what, you're going to have some pearly whites. How is that not a really, effed up priority when it comes to budgeting? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And by the way, when it comes to something like vision, which is dirt cheap for an employee to fund, make it voluntary. Just literally make it voluntary. Use the money toward extra life insurance or disability. And half your population doesn't even wear glasses. Those that do, if they want it, they'll get it. Come on, do what's right for your employees. We're out of time. I want to hear Ed's opinion. Stay tuned next week for another episode of the Benefits Cooldown. Let's see if we can get into a grudge match, my friend. I don't know what your opinion is, so we'll have to wait and see. Thanks, everybody.
See you next week.